How's it going, everyone? Supremisis here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys tips and tricks for Recon Wildlands for new players. The first couple of tips of this video is actually going to be dedicated to new players specifically, so if you guys do want to skip to more veteran type tips, then I'm going to leave the timer on screen right now and you guys can go check that out. Alright guys, so moving on to the first tip is actually mission identification. So we're actually going to be identifying this mission as a main mission. They are pretty clear to see, they are just big yellow arrows on the map. These are your main missions that you will be doing progressing through the campaign of Recon Wildlands. Now, talking about side missions, these are actually your side missions. They're basically just green icons lying around the map in random places where you will need to do them for certain supplies. Now, you can identify what kind of skill or what kind of upgrade it gives your Qatari 9 skills. Now, what I mean by Qatari 9 is actually the rebel skills you guys will access by holding down RB in-game, and it's at the bottom of the screen highlighted green. Now, basically to find where all these side missions are is you will need to find an intel cache or a lieutenant. It's basically just a question, an exclamation mark marked on the map exactly like this one, and when you find them in the area, it'll unlock your certain side missions for you to go do. My second tip is going to be vehicle transportation. Now, in saying this again, this is just really beginner tips for people who don't know. And basically, at every single safe house, you have a wide range of vehicles going from motorbikes, cars, boats, and helicopters. Now, this basically means that if you guys find a specific safe house for your specific needs, either having a boat or a helicopter, you can keep traveling to that safe house, getting that helicopter, and getting whatever you need. Now, moving on to my third tip is actually one that I didn't find out until I was actually, I'd say, a veteran of the game, where I should have known that I could have actually done this, and this is being able to use abilities while being in your drone. This becomes so useful because I don't know how many times I've tried to call a mortar strike on an enemy that I just can't reach because he's out of my vision. Now, knowing this now, it really becomes so useful trying to hit a mortar strike on an enemy who's behind a turret who I can't hit, or just something in general, even just trying to spot certain enemies when it just really doesn't go your way and you really need to know where they are, and it becomes so useful. As you guys can see in this clip, I couldn't snipe this guy, so I decided to call a mortar strike on him, and then there you go. Moving on to my fourth tip is actually spotting. Now, this, I don't think a lot of players realize this, but if you guys play on like a hard difficulty, or maybe, I don't know, an easier difficulty, as you guys can see on the mini-map down in the bottom right hand corner, there are red flares signifying there are enemies around in that area. As you can see, when I spot the sniper, the red flare goes away. There was obviously someone else in the building because there is a red flare there, so I'm actually going to send my drone in to find him. Now, knowing this, especially when you're trying to take out maybe a base at night or something during the day, and you're trying to find exactly where all the enemies are, this can really help you when you're actually trying to identify where the target is you need to get, or enemies in the area. As you guys can see, me coming up to one of these bases just here, you guys can see purple flares marked on the map. Now, you guys are probably asking yourself, what could these purple flares mean? And basically, the easiest way to explain it is that these are bad guys. They're called Unidad, and what they are is that they will shoot you on sight as soon as they see you, and you should really just try and stick away from these guys because it is not a fun time when you guys do get into a gunfight with these guys. Moving on to the fifth tip is actually stealth. Talking about stealth, it is really a key component about Recon Wildlands and any Ubisoft kind of game which has, you know, Splinter Cell that's kind of attached to it. Stealth is really key here. Now, I'll tell you guys why. If you guys are trying to liberate a base exactly like this one just here, one bullet, a one-hit kill. On heavies, it's about a 2 to 3 bullets. It depends on where you shoot them. But as you guys will see just here, I walk up to this enemy and I will shoot him with one bullet from kind of any range, really, and with any weapon. Now, as you guys can see, I alerted the heavy here. I really quickly had to go around the side. I shot him twice and then he's dead. Now, as you guys know, it takes quite a few bullets to actually kill a heavy if you're trying to win a one-on-one engagement fight with them. As I'm going to show you guys in this clip just here, I got into an engagement with them on purpose, and I'm going to show you guys why stealth is actually your friend. As I said before, it only takes one pistol bullet to the chest for you to take down an enemy. It took quite a few there, as you guys can see. Now, my sixth point for you guys is actually identifying what type of weapon accessory or weapon you guys are picking up. As you guys can see on the right hand side of the screen of what weapon accessory this is just here, and also this one just here. Now, as you guys can tell, they're both completely different, and this is especially good for when you're trying to find specific things for your guns or specific weapons for your loadout just in general. Moving on to my final tips and tricks for new beginners and players at the Recon Wildlands game is actually mission identification again, but this time is actually going to be mission types. Now, in saying this, what I mean by mission types is you have 4 types of mission types. You have security, smuggling, influence, and production. Now, in saying this, a majority of people, just like myself, want to take out maybe the security wing side of Bolivia or maybe the influence side of Bolivia. Whatever way you want to go about it, it is completely up to you. But if you guys did want to know, all you have to do is go to the map, hold LT or whatever you may be on, and scroll all the way out until you see this big web here. As you can see, the top left is security, the bottom is influence, the right is smuggling, and the bottom right is production. Now, in saying so, now you guys know. And another thing too is that if you guys click on one of the characters on the screen just here, it says track, and down in the bottom right, or follow. I can't really read what that says just there, but as you guys can see, it'll bring you exactly to where you will find that person and that area. So yeah guys, that is about it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy and if this video did actually help you, then please be sure to subscribe and hit that like button down below. And if you guys do want to see funny moments, I'm actually going to be bringing out a new Siege video of a game mode that I made up with me and a couple friends and random players that I found over playing Siege. So yeah, if you guys do want to see that and you want to see more Recon Wildlands, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.